96. We have Megan Miller in studio with us today. Pretty excited. We've been working on trying to get her in here for a while now, and with the things she has going on, we're grateful she had time to be in here. But first, how you guys doing this morning?
Good.
What you
Cleaned
guys?
up.
Fine.
Was there?
The water everywhere? Sean did a good job last night. So
There's a lot of water in here last night.
shout out to Sean.
I didn't. Oh, okay. Did it come in the garage door?
Yeah.
Was it open?
Partially. When I shut it, when the wind started blowing, like one of those pieces of the gym floor, it was like right underneath there.
Oh, so it started pouring in. I'm sorry about that. That sucks.
That's what it is.
Yeah, nothing like flooding the building a little bit. Lack of drainage out there. Megan, how are you this morning?
I'm making it.
You're making it?
Making it.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been working hard these past few months and all that good stuff. It's cool to have you back in town.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, so well, with you coming in with us, we're going to talk about you. And I know you, Sheldon knows you, Sean not so much. He's from Iowa. And
Yep.
and all that good stuff. So kind of tell us about you as an athlete, and then we'll start asking questions to lead into the several topics that you have or that you're involved in.
Well, I am born and raised Wichita, Kansas. I went to Bishop Carroll, played softball, basketball, and tennis there. Went on to play at Louisiana Monroe. I was a catcher. I played with the Wichita Mustangs, so I traveled quite a bit. I was a 14U kid on an 18U roster, so I fit size-wise, fit ability-wise, but had to speed up my mental game. And then, went down to Louisiana, played 4 years there, starting catcher down there, always in the lineup, big hitter. And then when I graduated with a fitness and sports studies degree, I moved to California and was coaching college softball at Division II up there, Academy of Art University. And then moved to San Diego for a little while, and then got the head coaching job at Newman. I was 25, 26 years old as a head coach at Newman. Took them to the most wins they've had in the Division II history since they changed Division II from NAIA. And then started a travel ball organization and coached 2 years at Butler. Was on their coaching staff as a volunteer, won back-to-back national championships coaching them. Then running around travel ball world, playing slow pitch softball and working for Combat, Easton, and Rawlings.
Yeah. There's that's just a couple things.
Yeah, just a couple things.
So Megan and I met at Fielder's Choice. We started up like an evening hitting thing. I want to say we ran that for like 7 years.
Oh yeah, we were up there like 3 times a week minimum.
And then that was for slow pitch stuff. We used to teach people how to hit slow pitch, which is crazy. I just taught Naj how to hit slow pitch earlier this week. Maybe it was last week. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is.
Does he need a team?
He might likely.
We might need someone on Tuesdays.
He likely needs a better team. So talk to us about your athletic journey from the high school level into the college level. We know that's a huge jump. We talk about it with our athletes all the time, but we want to know that story and how you approached it, because everybody does stuff different, and obviously it's a different time for that type of thing. Performance is very different with our age compared to what is now, but we know it takes a lot to go from high school to college.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost 40, so it's definitely a different world now. But so I had the privilege of playing for Mark Griggs, who was pretty well known in the area. So my growth was quick, and catching a rise ball from Brittany, I guess her last name is Weber now, Brittany Barnett at the time. She was a freshman at Wichita State, and he literally looked at me at 14, said, "Figure out how to catch that rise ball. I'll send you back to 14U where you belong." So it was sink or swim, jump in and get going. So that was kind of my transition to play at that high level at a young age. And then what was nice about being a Mustang is that we traveled by bus. We didn't have parents. We were in a hotel with 3 other girls. So it made the transition to college ball a little bit easier. I was used to being on my own and used to having to get up on time and wear the right uniform and get my breakfast. And be at the bus on time to go play softball the whole weekend and hop on a bus and travel back. So my transition was a little bit easier than some of these kids. I know that their parents take them everywhere and they don't have that ability to be on a bus. And that was, I mean, even my sister, who's 12 years younger than me, it was a little bit different of a transition because she didn't do that. She did a little bit at 14U, but not like I did. So my transition was a little bit easier. But as far as the game, just playing the competition, that speeds everything up so that when you play your level, it slows things down. So being from Wichita and the high school game is not, I mean, we're at Bishop Carroll, we're playing in the city. So the competition's not great. You didn't have Eisenhower, Mays South. Those schools didn't exist. Then you had Goddard and Mays were always kind of powerhouses. But other than that, you really didn't have a ton of competition in the city. So big jump playing from, you know, city league ball up to summer ball and playing some of the top teams in the country. But it was a lot of just practice. I mean, we practiced 4 hours a day. We'd have to get kicked out of Hoover. I guess it's called Hoover now, but wasn't Hoover then. It was our indoor facility. But we would practice. We'd go in, and every summer, every day we'd be in at 9 a.m. and our coach would look at us and say, "Can we go home? It's 1 o'clock." And we just hit and hit and hit and hit and sped up the game as much as possible. So when we got into pressure situations, we already knew how to react to it.
Yeah, that I played for Mark, and I was one of the only baseball teams that Mark coached. And that dude is a hard-nosed dude. You love him or you hate him, but he ran a program that was going to prepare anybody that he's around for the highest of the highest levels. Like, he was a intense dude, and like you said, sink or swim is about the best way to put it. Like, you're either going to learn to swim really, really fast, or you're not going to be there very long.
Correct. He'll grab you by that face mask.
Yeah.
Shake you till you figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. He was, I mean, he was a lot of fun. I love that guy, and like still do to this day. Like, and I trained the Mustangs back when he was still kind of involved with them and kind of doing some different things there. So like just being around that culture was a lot of fun because he demanded excellence. Like, it was, you know, like he understood the game at a level that most coaches that are trying to coach youth sports just aren't anywhere near it or around it. And, you know, I mean, track record shows it as well too. I think that probably like 90+% of the girls that he was with all went on to Division I schools. And
yeah, he plays chess in his head instead of checkers
exactly.
like everybody else.
Yeah. And so like the girls that were going on too, like it wasn't like just going on to like here and there, and nothing against that. Like, obviously athletes that are playing at the next level is still the next level, but like his goal was to put people at like big
Florida.
Schools. Yeah. You know, like Florida, Notre Dame, like places like that, like places that, you know, they could go, and not everybody, you know, makes it at that level, obviously, but just being there and competing and then, you know, giving back to the game long term it's a lot of fun to kind of watch some of that and see how all of that is kind of panned out. Plus the bus, I mean, that's something that I think all of the girls that I've had that have worked with him, they got a billion memories of that bus.
Oh yeah. Air conditioning going out.
Yeah,
home
just
from California, you know.
Crazy. I just can't imagine, like, you know, they had a very unique, you know, upbringing in that aspect, and like that part of it is pretty cool. It's cool to see how much, you know, impactful that has been on a lot of different people. So shout out to Mark. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to reach out to him. I think he's in Florida now, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he moved to Florida not long ago. It's been a little bit.
Probably Florida.
I think it's Florida. Yep.
So
Either Florida, Louisiana, because his other daughters live in Louisiana,
I think that's right. Yeah.
and that's where Emily went. So.
Emily.
So the other question here is, based on what you're saying, you actually had a lot of mental help in the coaching world, where you know, working on your being mentally strong and things like that. But nowadays, you don't have those kind of athletes.
They're just raised differently. I mean, Mark could be controversial at times, you know, the pop of the helmet every now and then, but we always knew he loved us. So it made it really easy to put ourselves on the line and give everything we got for someone who truly cared about us. He treated us like his own kids. So, you know, and I try to take that same mentality when I'm coaching my kids. But I don't know, this generation coming through is a lot different. You know, mental health is a big conversation.
Mark
when
would be
it
in
wasn't.
jail in this day and
Yeah,
age.
very kind of Bobby Knight-ish, you
yeah.
know?
Yes.
Um,
That's a great comparison.
Yeah, and kids these days, they struggle with just everyday life.
yelling at me.
Yeah.
No.
She hates me.
Yeah, oh my god.
Like I don't hate you. I
That-
just corrected an error. Like
Right.
that's it.
That is the mentality, and it starts at like 9 or 10 years old. They just think the entire world is against them somehow at 9 years old, so they have to rebel for some reason. I mean, back when I was growing up, that didn't happen until you were 13 or 14. Now,
Yeah. I mean, the conversation about failing is happening younger and younger because you have to. You know, I constantly remind kids like fail first attempt in learning. Like you have to fail to learn, and we don't lose the game, we learn. So we win at the end of the day because winning only teaches you to win. So I constantly have that conversation because you'll have kids in tears because they struck out. And it's like, well, the best hitters in the country, name a baseball hitter. Let's see how many strikeouts he has, you know, in this season, you know?
Yep.
And we talk about that stuff all the time.
Yep.
yeah. When you were playing for the Mustangs, you mentioned you were on the way back from California, so you were like travel ball,
Yeah,
right?
it was Houston, California. We'd go to Vegas. We'd go to New Jersey, Chicago. It was every weekend we'd play.
Yeah, I feel like nowadays people call travel ball going to Genesis on the weekends, but
We actually have that conveation at DBAT all the time.
Yeah.
Like travel ball here,
It's-
it's like they're going to Pratt, Hutch,
you're right.
Salina.
That's not travel. It's
Yeah.
just club.
I mean, even
and-
club ball, even with like my group that I help coach, like the furthest distance we really go is Arkansas. So it's Oklahoma, Arkansas, Dallas, Kansas City. You know, not much further than that.
Yeah, and I think back, when you were growing up and when these guys were growing up, travel ball was it's okay. We're taking the best of the best from this area, and we're going
Everywhere.
everywhere to play the best of the best. And I mean, that's what it takes to go to the level you're going to go. And nothing against the competition around here, but I think people do get kind of, I would say a little misguided, especially in the club scene, just to for what they're paying for, they're going to get, I don't know exactly how it goes, but what they're paying for, they get this promise attached to we're going to make this is travel ball. This is what it's about. When in reality, it's not really at that level of we're going to go play the best of the best teams.
Well, it gets convoluted too because
then-
they make different teams
Well,
at the same age, and then it's,
yeah. And that's the weird thing too, is I don't know what the fees are these days. I don't have a kid. I didn't grow up in a travel ball scene or anything, but yeah, it feels like what I hear from parents when the kids I work with, it's like fees are going higher and higher.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing every year though. So
Yeah.
it's where's the progression there?
well,
What-
it's become a money making thing, and that's
Machine.
What I don't
That's a
remember
big
what
piece.
episode number it was, but Megan would be a perfect
Yeah.
person to ask that question about if you could fix travel ball or club ball, how would you fix it?
You know, I've talked about this for years, and I think it starts with tryouts starting in June. I was like, our season just started. Why are we already posting tryouts on Wichita Fast Pitch and stuff like that? I almost feel like we're to the point where we need to run it like club volleyball, where everyone shows up. They want to try out for a team. They show up at one facility, and all the coaches are there, and they get offers from multiple places all at once,
They
as
draft.
opposed to
there
me
we
launching a tryout on, August 25th, and then every club ball in the city of Wichita launching their tryout date prior to mine, and then forcing an answer and not even letting the kids go to my tryout because they need an answer before we even have ours. So everyone's trying to go
beat
earlier.
them to the punch.
Yeah, beat them to the punch,
And
and I
then
feel like it's getting to that
hold
point.
them to the fire where it's like, hey, I need a decision in 5 days.
Yeah, as opposed,
Send your deposit.
And
That's
it-
non-refundable.
letting these parents really learn more about who's running the program, who's going to be around their kids, who's coaching. And we used to do it where tryouts weren't until September because we said, hey, month of August, put the ball down. Don't pick up a ball. Go be a kid. Go swimming. And it got to the point where we weren't having anybody show up for tryouts not because they didn't want to try out for us, but every other club was
already
doing
doing it.
tryouts
Forcing the hand.
forcing the hand. And now they're launching tryouts in June. So I feel like
Well, yeah,
getting
state baseball here I'm pretty sure state baseball for youth is now the 3rd week of June.
yeah, we used to play all the way
Into after 4th of July,
Yeah.
the 3rd week of July.
Yeah.
It's like a full month ahead now.
yeah.
So then you hear all the club teams, they're having tryouts right after the 4th of July and stuff like that. It's like, Some of them still have tournaments. Like
Yeah.
they still have teams.
I mean, even like
it's like what?
BC USSSA Nationals here with Sean Lazal and Central Fast Pitch it's in July. It's like July 11th through the 14th, and there's teams already that have tryouts. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
letting the kids be kids is like one thing for me. Like give them a month off, and let's all go to a big facility like Genesis and have every club team out there, and they can go recruit who they want and offer who they want, educate the parents on what they have to offer, and let them make the educated decision without, trying to one up
Does
each other.
volleyball? That's a cool idea. Does volleyball have like a governing body that oversees that?
I'm sure they do. I didn't play club volleyball, but my sister did. So she would show up to a gym and she would get offers from Shockwave and this other group and this other group. And then they could go through, and Madison was a big softball player. So she'd be like, hey, I also have fall ball. I play on this weekend, this one, next weekend. How do you feel about me playing travel softball on top of club volleyball? And they're like, well, we really want you to be more volleyball focused. She goes, okay, well, that group's not for me, but this group is good with me doing that. We're going to go this route instead. And so it lets people like really make an educated choice as opposed to a quick reaction choice. So
I feel
interesting.
like we got to rewind a little bit because how you speak about your sports experience really is tailored by how involved your dad, your entire family has been in the local scene. Your dad's been on the board at West Urban for what feels like most of his
Forever.
life.
yeah,
Um,
he's
and
been trying
then-
to get off the board for 10 years at least.
Right. You had two brothers that played amazing baseball. You and your sister, softball, all of those things. Jordan coached for the Mulvane Patriots.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. So your upbringing, it was very sports heavy, baseball, softball, all the sports things. So tell us about the fam.
I'm one of five. I'm number 2 of 5. So my older brother John is 15 months older than me. My younger brother Andrew is 12 months younger than me. So we were boom, boom, boom. I played basketball with Andrew because we were the same age basically. And then we all split up. But then my brother Jordan came along. He is 30 now, getting old. And then my sister actually just turned 27. So we got a big gap between Andrew and Jordan, but they were drug along. I think dad coached Andrew and Jordan always tagged along with him, and mom would travel with me, and Madison always got tugged along with her or with me. She was like 3 months old traveling to California to play softball. And then I went with the Mustangs. So then I was shipped on a bus, but then that's when Maddie started playing. So then mom would go with Maddie. Then dad started coaching Maddie.
There's been some beautiful sibling rivalries for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Within that,
Oh yeah,
within
I was
that.
John Miller's little sister for years at Carroll. I could not get away from it.
That's funny.
I mean, he didn't play football till he was a junior in high school, and he had to teach him to put his pads on day one.
Yeah.
Had no clue what he was doing. Went out, made all city, all state, all metro, everything as a tight end.
He's a beast.
Oh yeah, the only white guy that dunked in city. Let's go.
So now that story's out
Got
there,
one.
not everybody comes up
Exciting one.
or is brought up that way,
Mhm.
right? So what can you tell maybe the listeners? What's some advice you can tell some listeners, because once you post this, it's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
And when they watch this, give them some advice for today, like how these parents can help their athletes, or what these athletes need to do, because you said Maddie would go up to people and say, well, this isn't going to work for me. These people crave the attention and the acceptance of that kind of thing. Hey, I want you, come on,
I think that a lot of people play the name game. So just because this program over here says they're the best, they have A, B, C, D, E, F, G to offer. Like Madison chose a different team because it fit her needs better, as opposed to the number 1 team in the city that she was trying out for. So I think that people need to pay attention to like exactly what it is, not the name. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. I know that it's a big thing to post on Facebook saying my kid did this, this, and this, but don't get caught up in all of that. Because at the end of the day, you've got to choose the one that feeds your kid the best, and that the demands of every tribal organization or club is going to be different. And, I feel like this generation of kid practice is optional. I don't know when it became optional, but like actually showing up to practice is part of it. And, we always talk about there's 52 weeks in a year. No one complains about the reps they missed, in the off season, but the 8 weeks they complain about the reps when they don't get to start or don't get to play. You only play 8 weeks straight in the summer once they're done with high school ball. No one complains about the other weeks that they're missing reps, because you have an issue with kids not showing up to practice too. So even though you're playing multiple sports, like that's why my mom was a superhero. We were at every practice, every game, not always on time, but it was literally, I'm slowing down, jump out, get in there. You're 10 minutes late, parents, they need to help their kids make the best choice that fits them, not the biggest name. It's just like choosing a school. Like, how cool would it be to go to University of Texas right now, or Oklahoma State, or OU? But do you necessarily fit in OU's bubble? I would rather OU fit in my bubble, not the other way around. So I tell kids to pay attention to that when we're going through recruitment. The same with like club ball. Like, yeah, it'd be really cool to say I played for this team, but is it fit your morals, values, what you're looking to do, what you're looking to accomplish? And I think that those things are thought about second, as opposed to, oh, I want to go play at OU. It's just an example of it. Everybody wants to go play at OU, but does OU fit all the 5 criteria that you value the most?
Sure.
Instead of forcing yourself into their bubble.
Absolutely. So let's fast forward and let's talk about the transition from playing in college to the decision to hang them up and become a coach.
Well, that was forced on me. I tore my ACL my senior year, three weeks in. And so I did have some pro teams approaching me to play. And then once I blew that knee out, it was, bum catcher, bum knees. There you go. So I decided to go and coach. Mark always told me, like, you're going to be a college coach one day. You're going to be a college coach one day, just because my brain functions very similar to his. I played checkers instead of chess, or I played chess instead of checkers. So I got on that. I was going to go try to be a GA at graduation. I graduated in December, and there were no GA positions open. So I ended up applying for a couple different coaching positions on top of GA positions, or looking for GA positions, and landed on that job in California. Paid $10,000 for 10 months in San Francisco.
God, you're loaded.
In San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
That's rough. I bet
Yeah.
San Francisco wasn't that bad back then.
Well, the homeless people make more money out there than the coaches, probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And I
most
was
likely.
like, how are we gonna make this work?
Yeah,
because
no
it
lie.
is
You have
really.
to-
We paid $2,500 a month for
Just
a
a-
601 square foot
Yeah,
apartment,
exactly.
and I had
Yeah.
to take a train for an hour to
The size
get
of our
to
office,
campus.
boys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you have to, obviously, we all know coaching is not a time consuming job at all. Did
not
you
at
have
all.
to pick up some extra jobs when you're out there?
They paid me to also start their weights and conditioning program.
Okay.
So I worked with all the sports on top of that. So I'd have to get on the 4:30 BART
So
to get in by
a little
5:30
bit longer of a day,
to
obviously,
walk 6 blocks uphill, and then get to my facility, get them ready to go by 6 a.m. So, and then getting home at 10 o'clock at night, because I had an hour BART ride home, and then up again at 4:30. So it was a grind.
Absolutely. How long were you up there?
3 years.
3 years. So if when you're back at Louisiana, and there's the stutters again, you hear that?
No, it was
when
good.
when you're back in Louisiana, and you're going to school for, what was it again?
Fitness and sports studies.
So, for perspective for some of our athletes, and now you're a coach, and you've gotten to do other things in the athletic business side of things as well. Did you, while you were going to school, learn more from the sport itself or the school side of things?
Definitely from the sport itself, and just learning how to grind, and it, even as an adult, it's a grind every day, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, education's great, grand, but I definitely learned way more from just living the life. Because I always say baseball is a lifestyle, and not your life, but your lifestyle. And so that was definitely something, like talking to my dad daily about different things, talking to my mentors, that I actually gained more from, and asking questions, doing something like that, as opposed to like school wise.
I think that's just important for kids to hear, especially as they're going to prepare for the next level. I'm not saying forget about, your studies or whatever, but
They are required.
Yes.
You are. They say you're a student athlete. It's really you're an athlete student, but
that's fair.
I think it is important to say that, because I think people take the school side almost too seriously. And I'm not saying don't strive to be good in whatever you do, but the relationships you build on the sports side of thing and the daily grind and learning how to do that each and every day and trying to fit everything else into it is going to be more valuable in the long run, because you can go and get educated as much as you want to through a school, but at day one on the job, whatever job you get, you're still going to have to learn that job day one. It's not, and those skills that you learn playing a college sport are going to apply more to what you're doing, whether you're coaching or whether you work in something else. They're going to apply more, in my opinion. I wanted to hear your thoughts on that, of course.
I mean, there's a difference between book smart and street smart, right?
Yeah.
And I think that book smart's awesome, but to take what you learned and implement it in real time is like the hard part for a lot of people.
And then when you're coaching at Newman, at the D2, I forgot the name of that, but and then also Butler. So break down the difference between coaching at those levels and then coaching your travel ball.
I think it's very similar. I think the very similar skill levels are there. So I know that like just in City of Wichita, you've got a handful of kids that could go D1. But the Division II world is what a lot of my kids chose to do. You know, less time put into softball. They have 4-hour maxes a day, and that's including weights and conditioning, stuff like that. So, and then, you know, we're from Wichita. Let's be real here. That was why I chose Monroe, because it was a smaller school. I went to Bishop Carroll and graduated with 200 kids. Why would I go to LSU, which was my other favorite school, that had 200 kids in a biology class? And how do I learn in that environment? Because it'd be awesome to say I was an LSU Tiger, but well, I have a learning disability, so I needed to go somewhere where I was a 1-to-30 ratio in a class, not a 1-to-100 and just a number. So when you're talking about the differences of like coaching that travel ball and then coaching college ball, it's the kids struggle with time management at travel ball, but it's that Division II level. I still feel like there's that struggle with time management. I don't have enough me time. I need to do homework. I don't have time for softball. I have too much softball, not enough time for school. You know, you go through the kind of the full circle and the same problems that you struggle with travel ball and then going on to college in Division II.
Have you coached much, like travel ball wise? Have you coached many like younger teams, or is it more high school age?
More high school age. With the Mustangs, I coached my sister at 10, and then they ended up moving me up to 16s and then down to 14s, and I helped run that. And then I started the Tulsa Elite with my dad. Tulsa Elite 316 with my dad, and we started with 12s, moved them all the way up to 18s, then dropped back down to 12s, and they're all 18 now. So we kind of worked them back up that way. So we didn't really drop down to the 8s and 10s, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a little, I did that.
Yeah.
It's like herding cats sometimes.
That ain't my thing.
The curve just they have a
7U.
7U team. They come in here, and hats off to those coaches. They're doing a really good job.
Yeah.
The patience that you need.
Yeah.
Well, that and just the bodies. Like
Yeah.
you need like 6 guys holding
Just-
them
Oh,
in the cage. Like, all right, guys.
I'm
All
doing
right,
lessons.
don't swing your bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not even allowed to swing their bats. So they're just doing like fielding and throwing, as far as I can tell. Because I'm usually doing lessons right next to him, then I got to have my head on a swivel,
Yeah,
make sure
'cause
one of
one of
those
them just
kids,
comes ding, ding, ding.
not like standing right next to the net. But,
Oh yeah, they don't pay attention when they're in the
Yeah.
cage. So if someone's hitting next to you, you might get a ball to the dome. Yep.
yeah,
Just
and,
a little get this grinder. Yeah. Jump over there.
and heck,
Ninja.
That team we work with on Tuesday nights for Parisi wise, they're 8U or 9U or something. My goodness, they just
Yeah, we have them for an hour.
Oh.
And me and Sean have to switch off every week.
Try doing 9 to 3 camp at DBAT.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness.
Nah.
yeah,
ain't
that'd
no
be
way.
that'd be tough.
Yeah,
But,
basically like 7 to 10-year-olds is your main age group there, and
Sheesh.
it's lunch we have to keep it 30 minutes, or they are going to
Yeah,
destroy the
They're
place.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I work individually. I'll work individually with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fine. I can handle that. I've done 2 like 6 or well, maybe there were 7-year-olds at a time. That was a little much.
Yeah.
Really testing the patience. So hats off to whoever's ready to step into that. Which obviously usually it's a parent, which I think is why I don't think we need. Anyway, that's a different thing. But
But yeah, I mean, to follow up with a little bit more on your question, like I think that the high school and travel ball you get to choose your parents, because I think there's a lot more. I recruit parents a lot when I was a college coach, because if you're the crazy one in the stands or the one that's in the coach's ear just being nasty negative, like I don't want your kid either. Like that is not my headache. I want high school ball. I coached one season at Cape Ann. COVID happened, so it didn't really happen, but That was the first thing, was a parent meeting, and are you going to change my kid's swing? Like, they're immediately like, what are you going to do?
Cut.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I only have you for
Actually,
3 months.
Don't worry
so
about it. You can go teach them how to
Yeah,
hit.
like-
Bye.
I'm not going to, I only have 3 months.
Yeah.
I can't build a swing in 3 months. Like, I'm taking
Yeah.
what you have to offer and I'll tweak it. Like,
Yeah.
but that's about it. But that was what's nice about coaching college ball, is you got to actively choose people that fit within what you wanted to build. All over the country. Like, I recruited kids from Vegas and Texas and stuff like that. I tried to grab some local, but Newman's an expensive school. So it was a lot of like, what grades do you have? Because we're going to need good grades to get some
Yeah.
good scholarship money here. But then, travel ball and club ball, it's just it's watered down here. You're losing your best athletes to Kansas City and Oklahoma City teams. They would rather go travel and play with those teams and do individual work, as opposed to like putting in 6 hours of practice a week, which isn't that much in my mind. We did 6 hours a day when I was younger. But you deal with the constant parent conversation. They need that satisfaction of conversating and walking them through. And why isn't Susie starting? The constant questions, 24, 48 hour rule of conversation.
I'm just
You
getting
can't
a
talk to me
headache
for at least
just
24 hours. Yeah.
Remembering this, it's just stabbing me in my eyeballs.
Yeah.
I cannot stand parents in youth ball. Like,
lot of
it literally
helicopter.
just
Yeah.
drives me through the roof. It's like, dude, you're here because you know that I know more about this game than you. Period. Point blank
Yeah.
in
If
discussion.
you wanted to coach, just coach.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to run a team, by all means, I can find you 100 kids that need coaches. Like, they're out there. Like, why? I don't understand that from the parents. That's one major reason. Like, Parisi, like, I've stayed with Parisi as long as I have, is because it's like, listen, this is a pay to play place. If you don't like the way that we do it, I'll send you right down the road to whoever. Like, that's totally fine. Like, we have something that works here, and it works really, really well. If you want to be a part of it, this is how it happens. But we're not doing the, you think this, you think that. Like, and it's fine if you want to have a conversation. Like, that's totally great. But just the undermining of the questions, where it's this, and really it's more so in sports than it is in here. But I mean, where it's just like, oh, well, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? It's like, dude, you've missed 3 practices in a row and you expect to come here and play?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
what are you talking about? And they're like, and then it turns into, well, we pay the same money that they pay, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you guys are missing the entire point.
Well, and I think that's where you played for Mark a little
Yeah,
bit. It was
like, it's
very
just
much
crazy.
like, there's different places you can go there instead.
Exactly.
And, Tulsa Elite, we try to appease as much as possible, but we've established that as well. Like, we're not for everybody.
Yep.
But, I'm not asking for much other than, we're having practice at 8:00 at night so that you can get done with your school stuff to still make practice, and then you still can't make practice, but then you're the first ones to complain about not playing. So, and I think it all just starts with, parents getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, get the parents out of the way. Stay in your lane, stay in your role. You're not an umpire, you're not a coach, you're not a player, you're a fan. Stay in the stands.
Amen to that.
And
I love your clip.
we'll have to clip.
She
that
said
one.
it.
Yep. So let's talk about leaving the college coaching world, joining Easton Rawlings, traveling all over the place, being the hit lab expert, supplying all the bats after we break them for slow pitch,
Lots of
stuff like
broken
that.
bats.
Yeah. So talk about that experience. I know it took you to St. Louis and then back here,
Mm-hmm.
moved back here with DBAT, but you did that for a long time.
Yeah. I think we were actually doing the math the other day. I think I was 13 years doing it. So after I left Newman, and coached at Butler for a little while, I had an offer to go coach at Northwestern Oklahoma State under Jason Anderson, who's a great coach. Madison actually ended up playing with him when he was at Southern Arkansas, her 5th year. She had an extra year for COVID. But he ended up, the merry-go-round of coaching change happened. So I had signed a contract, was moving to Alva, Oklahoma, going to be his assistant. And then my coach from ULM retired, which moved Corey Lyon from Southern Arkansas to Louisiana Monroe, which moved Jason to Southern Arkansas. And he goes, program's yours. I went, oh my God. I was totally in the mindset of being under a really great coach and learning as much as I could because I was a young head coach. So nothing better to learn from a veteran who's had nothing but successful programs. So I kind of backpedaled a little bit, but then I started playing slow pitch for the first time with Kristen Dowling and the Derby Girls, and they were the #1 team in the country. And next thing you know, I meet Don Cooper, who now works for Marucci, but he, he's like my other dad. But he basically on the weekend 1 in Oregon, I flew out to Oregon to try out, and he offered me a job on the spot to work for Combat. So then I had the job offer with Northwestern and the job offer to work for Combat, and I ended up going, you know what, I'm gonna go play and go enjoy the game a little bit more and sell some sporting goods and kind of get into that market. And that's where it all started. Started just kind of driving. I think I was driving back and forth to California, back and forth to Florida every other week, 24-hour drives in a van, a painter van with no logos, no windows, and no cruise control and AM/FM radio only. So I had a lot of headphone time. It was a little rough.
That's
no
a lot of
cruise
travel.
control.
Cruise
Yeah.
control's brutal.
No cruise control. Yeah, and
Nah,
that van's
my
still
my
agree with
knee would hate.
my heel would go numb. Yeah,
Oh,
your
I can
heel goes
imagine.
numb.
Yeah.
But that's where that started, and then that van actually still exists. Actually,
Amazing.
BK drives it out in California now. I know it because there's a dent on the front bumper, but it's painted. It's a little different looking, but he actually has his kids in the back. No seats, no seat belts, nothing. They just pile in his boys.
That's what I used
Let's
to
go.
do when I was
Oh, yeah.
growing up too.
I don't even wear a seatbelt when I drive.
Yeah, there you go.
But so I
The
started-
good old days.
started doing that, and then Combat got absorbed into Easton. They were owned by Bauer, so we both were owned by Bauer. Two different technologies, not going to merge. Well, a year later, they merged us. Combat got absorbed into Easton. They wanted our technology, and they let go of the unfortunate 14, is what we called us, because there were only 14 people in the company. They kept our engineer, and they kept Don Cooper, and then everyone else got let go and kind of went their own direction. I worked as a restaurant manager for a year, and then I got the phone call to go to Easton and be their first Hit Lab member. So new van, different money, definitely deeper pockets.
Cruise
and-
control.
Yeah, cruise control. That was my number one
Alright.
stipulations.
There we go.
I will do this, but I need cruise
Better have
control.
cruise control.
Definitely
Yeah.
needed cruise
You just
control.
feel like you got to have like.
I feel like the
After a
Ford,
while,
the
you
Ford
gotta-
Transit upgrade was awesome.
Yeah.
You probably have to have like a broomstick or something just
Something.
to be pressing down on the gas while
Your
you're.
legs over the
Yeah,
side.
you're just like-
stretch.
That would have been miserable
Oh,
if it
I
was a
always
stick
had my
shift
left
van.
leg kicked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started doing that. Met some really cool people. I was back with Don and a couple other Combat people had went that way. Jason Kendrick, now Mike Dill's there, Ronnie Salcedo. Those are all guys that were Combat people with me. So it was getting all the good old boys back. Mike McGee joined us on the Hit Lab, and so it was just kind of fun to get the good old boys back. And we were a little rowdy group with Combat, so a little bit different, a little more uptight with Easton. We always kind of made fun of them when we were Combat. We'd be wearing slow pitch jerseys, and they're all in their black polos and khaki pants, and they've let loose quite a bit. Now it's then Easton got bought by Rawlings, so a great bat company with a great glove company, a perfect little marriage, and that's when I merged over to Rawlings. But same job, Hit Lab, product specialist, sizing kids for a living, just helping parents make educated choices. Because at the end of the day, this is no longer a cheap sport. Fast pitch bats are starting at $400, $500. I think with the tariffs and everything, they've jumped to $450, $450 and $500, and they've each got 4 in their bag. So
Well, we know. Oh, I was gonna say. Never mind.
Don't do it.
I wanna talk about your experience at the MLB All Star Game.
oh yeah, that
Tell
was
us
fun.
tell us about that through Rawlings.
Mm-hmm.
I remember hitting you up, hey, I need a bat, and you're like, I'm not here.
Yeah, I'm in Seattle.
I'm in Seattle. And then I get a picture of where you were at. So talk about that experience and what kind of doors did that open up for you in the baseball world other than, the fast pitch? I mean, people come to you for fast pitch stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I had 3 brothers, so I grew up in the baseball world too, and so I understand like drop systems and things like that. But going to the All Star Game was kind of the epitome of everything, right? Like it was a kind of reward for all my hard work. It was in Seattle, so we stayed in downtown Seattle. And if you guys haven't been downtown Seattle in a hot minute, it's a little rough. A little rough at night. Everything shuts down because of all the drugs and things that are going on the streets out there. I mean, buses are literally dropping people off and they're shooting up in the street. So it was a little bit different. We couldn't just walk around anywhere.
Seattle, San Francisco.
It's very, very similar. Yeah, very similar downtown situations. But it was a great. I mean, they've definitely tested my knowledge as far as there's a lot of like baseball junkies out there, like in the knowledge they have of who was the MVP of the 1986 All-Star game, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm supposed to
Gary
know this.
Carter.
Yeah, I'm supposed to know this, but the ball trading game and like what people were, the money that was being spent there was absolutely insane. But going to see the home run derby and stuff like that was really cool. And being up in the football stadium and then seeing the setup from like Nike and New Balance and stuff like that, it was, like apparel and everything that was there, it was awesome. Like they were like one of my coworkers, he had a Ken Griffey original Rawlings glove that he brought and auctioned off and sold it for like $50,000. It was crazy.
Checks out.
That'd be
Yeah,
wild.
It's a good place to do it.
Oh, yeah.
There's such crazy money in the baseball world,
yeah.
and not even what like obviously players make a lot of money, but then you look at memorabilia, you know, signed bats, signed balls.
Oh, it's like a black
trading
market,
cards.
its own black market. It's
Seriously.
crazy.
Trading cards is like that. Really, I feel like
That's
that
kinda
exploded. Even,
reboomed,
yeah, it's like
you
it
know?
exploded even more like
Through
probably
COVID, you know.
7 or 8. Yeah. I mean, my buddy from back home, he couldn't make up his mind about what he wanted to do, so he made like 3 different avenues. He was into the baseball trading cards for a little while.
There's a mud dauber that he went down to Florida and became like one of the biggest ratings.
Yeah, grader.
Yeah,
He
he's like a
grades 'em.
grading guy now. It's kind of cool. There you go, mud daubers.
Yeah. So let's
It's not my
let's
mud
keep
dauber, so-
moving with your Rawlings Easton.
Yeah, you played for Chris.
You came out to the Summer Ball Showdown. I kind of talked to you a little bit about it when we were developing all of it. Then you moved.
Then I moved. Yeah. You know, that first year was awesome. Like it was just kind of dipping our feet in the water and getting those brands out there was really big. You know, Sheldon having to leave because, you know, having a kid and stuff kind of put a
Weird.
little kink in the mix. But
fun times.
the weather was decent till
Thanks a lot, Banks.
the blow up tried to blow away. Remember that?
Yeah. Your hit lab blow up.
Yeah. But it was good for our brand to like just get gloves in people's hands, let them try things on. Each year got a little bit better. And then they moved me to the corporate office. So I know it kind of put a damper on everything, but they moved me to the corporate office to be a marketing and events coordinator out there for the Rawlings experience. And got to be at the corporate office and be more in tune with what was going on on the backside of things and marketing. So as someone who went to school for fitness and sports studies, like marketing, I guess is another thing that I do and didn't know I was even going to be good at it at all.
Sure.
But you know, a lot of social media time and a lot of just spreading the word of what my product knowledge base is. But
Yeah, the having you guys out there was awesome. You guys continue to be the MVP sponsor.
yeah,
And you provide a secondary Summer Ball Showdown Home Run Derby bat with the Rawlings name on it. So always appreciative of that.
yeah, those
you know.
chrome bats are sick.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, and we can still do that. I still have access to all of that, so we
Yeah,
can
those
still
are
do that
cool.
every year.
Yeah, very nice. Let's talk what you do now.
So when I moved back after my brother passed away in May, I had a baby in January. So a lot of life altering things happened within the year 2025. So I needed to get home and be with family. So I moved home and applied for the general manager position at DBAT, which just opened in October. So they were just kind of sitting there. I've been in a bunch of DBAT places. I've done demos for them with Rawlings Easton and all of that. And so I kind of called up some of the owners and was like, do you think this is something I'd be decent at? Like, what's the money? Like, what's it pay? Like, is it something I can do? I have no clue, but I just inquired, shot them a message on Facebook, like, who owns this? And then I had like 10 people send me the application. I applied. Next thing you know, I'm home cleaning out my brother's stuff. And I was like, hey, I'm in town. Do you guys want to meet? Met at Starbucks for 30 minutes. Next thing you know, we're taking a tour of the facility as it's being built. And by Thursday, they were like, hey, do you guys want to go to dinner? And I'm like, what's that mean?
Right.
Oh my God. I thought it was going to be a 4 interview process like you told me. And they're like, when we knew, we knew. So I ended up being the general manager at DBAT Baseball and Softball Academy. So public hitting space for anybody who wants to come get, off a pitching machine and cage rentals. We do camps, clinics, lessons, stuff like that. But then we still have the Rawlings Easton Pro Shop. So I'm still doing the same thing I was doing before, just in a building, not rolling through in a van and a pop-up tent.
Don't need the cruise control for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is your time to shine. Shout outs to anyone, however you want to roll that, because I'm out of questions. You guys have any more questions?
Well, just tell us a little bit more about DBAT, like some of the stuff you got going on over there. I know that it's obviously coming through the busy season, in the wintertime because it's Kansas, so you
Yeah.
can't go outside.
Yeah.
So, what
Been
are
a
some of the
relatively
different,
mild winter though.
I
So,
know, yeah.
it's been unusual.
which has been good for my heating bill over
Yeah.
here. But what are some of the things that you guys got going on over there? I know you got, what was kind of the journey starting there? Because as you started, I'm sure you were kind of by yourself, and some of, getting instructors, getting a staff, putting things together. What are some of the things that you guys offer there that make it, enticing for the public to come and, participate with your guys' services and the things that you offer?
Yeah, we have a bunch of different avenues that we tackle. Like birthday parties has been a really good one.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, they come in, they can play baseball, wiffle ball, dodgeball. They get hit tracks, home run derbies. They get an instructor for a couple
Yeah, we know what
hours.
we're doing.
Yeah,
Let's go.
dodgeball's the number one. We did a my grandma's 80th birthday party there a couple weeks
Oh,
ago. We
nice.
had a Nerf war.
There you
so we had
go.
about 1,000
There we
Nerf
go.
darts all over that place.
Grandma
We put
was just
obstacles out.
She was
Mowing
just out there
people down.
sniping people.
Yeah, exactly. It was a
automatic.
good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do that, and then we have hired my 14th instructor. So we have 14 in-house instructors, a slapping coach, a couple pitching coaches for baseball, softball. Hitting and fielding. Everyone pitches at the young age, so lots
they
of pitching
should.
coaches. Yeah. So we do lots of individual lessons. We do mini clinics, which are 1-to-6 ratios, and then we also do camps. So we'll have like more skill set camps than we have all aspect camps. So something that we do, like one coming up is spring break camp. We try to hold a camp every time the parents have to go to work and the kids are out of school. They have nowhere to take their kids. Just drop them off with us. We'll play baseball, softball all day.
There you go.
I mean, that's all you need when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Home run derby birthday party would
come
just
on.
be fun.
Do it.
That's what made my birth, like back in the day. I just
On the
like,
hit
hey,
tracks.
no, not on the hit track, not back in my day, but
Just the tee.
yeah, but everybody come out to my house. We're gonna shoot hoops. We're
Yeah.
gonna go play wiffle ball. do
Stay
whatever.
active.
Yeah.
You can hit it to
play
the cornfield for the
Play 3-on-3 tackle football in
Yeah.
the front yard. That dude is the best, man.
Yeah,
the
but I
best.
think that DBAT was something that Wichita needed. I think that there hasn't been a lot of public hitting facilities. Everything's been more privately owned. So this is where someone off the street can walk in, purchase credits, hit on a pitching machine.
Yeah.
God, that hasn't been around since like Sluggers.
Yeah,
it
we
was
had
a
like sluggers, and then I mean, if you even want to count like All Star Sports,
All-Star
had like
Sports.
a
Yeah,
kind of a thing there for a little bit.
I know. I
but-
always joke around. We used to play Mortal Kombat and then go hit off the machines at Sluggers, right? But yeah, I mean, having the automated pitching machines, I know I struggle hitting off pitching machines. We did a lot more front toss than anything, and pitching machines are a tough one. And they do go through a lot of pitching machines for recruitment and camps and things. So letting them get as many reps as possible. We've had some hitting facilities like you guys have hitting facilities and you do more teams, correct? And then you've got a lot of clubs that have their own space that not everyone can get into.
For sure.
And then like we had Fielder's Choice, which was legit back in the day. We used to go all the time, but it was smaller. And then he moved over there to the bigger one, and then it just didn't make it. So you had balls and strikes at some point. But yeah, there's just not a lot of public hitting facilities. And so it's membership based, but you don't have to have a membership to be in there. It all depends on what you're looking to do and what resources you're wanting to use. And we kind of place it based on that.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's definitely something that we don't really have in the market. Or I mean, we've had at points in times, I guess, in my like age of growing up but most of them had turned into either they just didn't maintenance them and they kind of got ran down, or it turned into a private facility and then you just couldn't get the same access. So
Yeah, we get a lot of that question. Like, are you guys associated with a certain travel organization? We're like, no, we are Switzerland. Anybody is welcome here.
right.
We want you to be able to come in and get better. So we try to train the T-ball never played before. Like we're doing our Born to Play program right now, which is 3 to 6 year olds. That was an adventure last night. We actually scrimmaged last night. So
wow.
Fun.
you can call it a scrimmage. It's more like hit the ball and chase them as they run around the bases. But
Yeah.
we have our Born to Play, and all the way to like Nate Scantlin, who's one of our instructors, training to go try to get back in the MLB. So you've got the full range of athlete, the never played before, and the one that's trying to make the high school team, and then the one that's trying to go off to college to play. So you get a wide range of ability in there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You also restarted a Friday night hit.
Friday night hits, yeah, happy hour hitting.
Yeah.
I got something for the adults too, not
There
just
you go.
not just the kids. So we used to do 9
You have a
p.m.
machine that does slow pitch?
Yeah, so all
And
of
throws
our
a knuckleball.
our automated pitching machines throw baseball, fast pitch, and slow pitch
That's cool.
from 35 up to 70 mile per hour fastballs and curveballs, and then slow pitch throws 6 to 12 feet, knuckleball, topspin, and backspin.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you should come try it out. The knuckleball is the most consistent one.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
it was like,
sweet.
it was like
Yeah.
dancing. I'm
What's
like,
the
machine
pitching
do that?
machine? Like, what's it called?
It's called amusement.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
haven't ever looked those things up.
But
But
yeah.
that's pretty neat.
We do happy hour hitting from like 9 to 2 in the morning.
Need
Wow.
a Parisi home run derby.
Yeah, we'd hit on the hit tracks, get
Hilarious.
metrics, hang out.
King would win probably.
Adult beverages were allowed. It was just
Yeah,
hanging
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Friday night, Westside is the busiest night of league, so might as well just move it indoors when we couldn't play.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot about youth sports in general, but youth baseball a lot and softball, and just how with everything going the club direction, how much it lacks development and focus on development, especially at a young age. So having a place like that where kids can just go and hit and work with instructors and develop is awesome. I think, and being that it's a public space, that's I think I totally agree with you. That's something Wichita definitely needed with how much the
Well,
lack
everybody's-
thereof of rec ball and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
high schools are all shutting down all of their facilities.
It's
I
like-
mean, you can't rent them anymore. Like they're like they won't even let you get on them in some spots. It's like
everything. So it's
taxpayer
weird.
money funds this place, but yet we can't even get access to it
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
youth team. Like it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. So it's good that there's a place people can go and
Yeah.
get some hacks in,
Yeah, we have-
work with instructor, all
I mean,
that
yeah,
stuff.
we have quite a few slow pitch people in there, and I've been playing slow pitch softball for 15 years in this town. So I have retired people come in. My OG's team, Rod, shout out to Rod. He came in yesterday to buy a new bat and take some swings. They come in at 10 o'clock in the morning and come swing. So we're open 7 days a
absolutely
week.
Retired from life.
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm bored. I'm gonna go hit. People
yeah.
stopping
We'll
by. You
get
got
that new
doctors on their
senior
lunch
badge.
Men
break.
on that.
Why not?
We get that new senior badge.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I qualify now.
So do I in October. It's crazy. I get to hit a senior bat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that'd be a disaster.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
They're
mean?
just hot out
Like
of the
unregulated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah. Like one
You
of
just
the
get
bad,
extra juice because you're older, basically.
like when I had that
Yeah.
Oh,
when I had that goat that was just
Fair
piping
enough.
hot and then you broke it in Oklahoma.
I don't know, man.
He broke more of my bats than I did.
It's
Well,
when you're
I mean, sounds like you gotta
bat speed,
contribute to the bat fund over here.
Hit the ball hard, man. I
We
don't know.
took
I
Sheldon to
broke
the
his
smoke
bat.
show, and one game he went 15 for 16, 14 bombs and a triple.
Oh my god. Hey, you want to
Yeah.
play on Tuesdays?
No.
No.
That's when we played an A team as a C team
Oh yeah.
and won.
In one. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit the shit out of the ball that weekend. That was fun. I was just piping the ball.
Oh yeah.
That's all I really enjoy doing is hitting. I don't really want to do anything else.
Oh no. Now that I'm a little older and had a kid, I'm like, oh, I'll just catch. Hey,
Yeah,
can
I
I
do
can I
not
just
like
sit and hit?
running
I'm already
around.
sitting and hitting. Oh, I get
Yeah.
a senior ball. You get a pinch runner though. Everybody gets a pinch runner.
That's
wow.
nice.
Hey, you got to
Yeah.
be 40 for that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm getting close.
Yeah, it's way my
Maybe
knees
I'll
feel.
resurge my career in
At
5
40?
years. Yes. Just
Yeah.
stay mobile until we get there. I'll keep doing mobility every day. And then at 40, I'm out.
Need a little mobility in my life.
They work on that a lot.
No,
here.
we're never done with mobility.
Never, ever.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Anyway,
computer just died. It looks like
Oh.
like my charger wasn't fully plugged in.
Oh no.
We'll still be able to
Yeah.
hear you.
We'll hear you.
Yeah.
And any other questions for Megan? We can
No,
wrap this
appreciate you
up.
coming. I
Yeah.
hope everything runs smooth for you guys over there. And obviously, we look forward to working with you and doing everything in the future and just kind of continuing to collaborate here for Wichita and the town and just all the things you guys got rolling. And excited that you guys are having the success that you're having over there. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think it takes an army. We're all trying to accomplish the same thing, make kids better. So
Yep.
Now's your time for your shout outs if you want to give any
Oh.
shout outs to anybody. And then we usually close this thing down with a prayer. So you're welcome to join us in that. So the floor is yours.
Oh, floor is mine. Well, shout out to my dad. Shout out to my Charlie girl. About it. You got
That's it for
my
now?
OG team, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
My
yeah.
OGs, my best friends. Anybody in the slow pitch community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Sean, do you mind leading us in prayer even though we can't see you?
The spirit of Sean will be leading us in prayer today.
Will
You just
do.
will not see his face.
It's all right. Nobody needs to see that.
Well,
Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for bringing us together for this great conversation. Thank you for Megan coming in here and sharing her story. Hopefully that just praying that many young athletes and coaches listen to that, take the advice and take some perspective and some approach and apply it to their teams and as we continue to try and do our best to make an impact on the community, Lord, and ultimately do everything to the glory of you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, that's it for episode 96. Megan joined us, and it's about time.
I know. We'll see if we get my dad on.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get
That'd
her
be fun.
dad on and see what
probably
we
got
can do.
some
He's got some
stories.
stories, yeah, for sure.
might be an extra long podcast that day.
Well, whether we get him here or he's at the desk at the house. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, you guys have a great Wednesday. We will see you next time.